Joining us now, as he does every Wednesday, sometimes at 7, most of the time at 8, depends on flights and some other things, the head coach of the UW Green Bay men's basketball team and friend of the program, Mr. Doug Gottlieb. DG, happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. You guys just brought up a topic that I love. Love is that, Murph makes a move in the 5th. It ends up leading to a series of events. And so you sit here and you Monday morning quarterback it.
Right.
And again, it's my favorite thing about coaching now that I want to go and I just want to go like, hey, to everybody, every coach I was ever critical of, my bad, because I didn't have any idea all the different things that come into play with a decision. Like, we just look at it as fans, and even like you guys, Trevor, I give it up to you. Literally watch every game, every pitch, but you still don't know anything about what really is going on, right? Like, we just don't know. And so I would love, and we were going, Friday to the game, like, to get there early and just pull Murph aside and say, like, I really what happened in the 5th inning the other night, right?
And would he still do it, right? I mean, is it worth sending a message in your mind, Doug, to bench a player that then has a couple other repercussions after the game, or after the fact, or are you now saying, I really wish Joey Ortiz was making that throw at third
Welcome
base?
to Green Bay. DG did it.
That was a little different, but but there's it goes. I know you're talking about Anthony Roy year 1, but really it's more Justin Allen year 2, where I don't know if you guys watched our team last year, but like by the end of the year, Justin Allen was probably the second best scorer in the league, and you're like, well, he lost to Buffalo. Like, why didn't he play? It was like, well, he wouldn't pass, and he was so soft defensively that it didn't matter. We knew how talented he was when he got the ball, but all the other things didn't work. And so it wasn't like you're sacrificing a game, but you have to, on some level, be willing to sit a guy earlier in the year to get what you want later in the year. By the end of the year, he was actually a really good perimeter defender. And while you might be saying for Murph, hey, we're here in the stretch run of the season, we're creeping up on September, his goal is not September, right? This team has been good in September. Their deal is October. And I commend Murph, because not only has he shown a consistency of success and pushing all the right buttons, granted more in the regular season than postseason, but he stayed true to understanding, hey, we're not judging the Brewers anymore based on what they do in the first 162 games. You're judged based upon what you do after that. And he's setting the table of how we play is how we play. How we handle ourselves is how we handle ourselves. It doesn't matter if it's now, it's on a Tuesday night, or if it's in October, when we're playing in Dodger Stadium, when we're playing in Wrigley, wherever we're playing. So, it's a real thing. You can win the game, but it's like winning the battle. Do you lose the war? And it's a really hard balance, right? And by the way, it's like here's the linear fashion you look at it. We look at it as one player, one manager, whatever. You're sending a message to everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else. Because do you guys remember Jurassic Park?
The OG?
No.
OG Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Okay. No. Well, remember what they said about the Raptors? How they test the fences every day, but they never test in the same spot. They test in a different way. Like, that's players with a coach. Like, they're going to test you every single day. Okay. And the second they find a weakness, like, everybody's going to exploit that weakness.
But you're also in the moment, Doug, where it is, we're going to lose the battle with the plan to have a better chance at the war, as opposed to lose the battle, win the war.
I followed that, actually.
Sure. That's accurate. Like, none of this promises success, but you're lining it up to, like, hey, if we're going to, we only know what, like, look, the Brewers are only going to win. They're not as talented as the Dodgers. Is anybody arguing that?
No.
No. I would, I don't think anybody disagrees. But if you have any chance of beating the Dodgers, you got to be perfect in every way. You have to have the perfect mentality, the perfect lineup. Everything has to be perfect for 4 games. That's what you got to do. Okay. And I understand, like, he's setting himself up for it. This is what I do. And if we lose a game, that's okay. And it's and again, it also goes to, we don't know about the leadership of that team. We don't know if the leadership of the team is like, look, if Murph doesn't do something about this now, like, you're going to lose some of these guys. So that's where I get back to saying, my bad as a broadcaster. There's so much that you don't know. Shannon has from Lupke Roofing has those seats right next to our bench.
Yeah.
And Trevor, when he used to do the PA, like you're privy to so much more.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Probably than you should be. But I tell people all the time, like, what you should do? You should ask Shannon, like, pay him $1,000 and buy seats for a game, because the why is explained the whole time, right? Like, why'd they do that? Like, just sit right there and they'll tell you. It'll tell you. But that's really the thing, is when I heard you guys talking about it and I was watching some of the game last night, I'm thinking to myself, God, I would love to be a fly in the wall at that skipper's office and know what really went on, what the real reaction was, what the players really like when they came into the clubhouse after the game, because it's so different than our perception as fans. No matter how much you watch, no matter how much you read, no matter how much you listen to, you actually don't know, because it's our job not just to keep it private, right? But you're also managing things that there's no way anybody will ever know about.
Speaking of UWGB men's basketball, how is Hell Week going? And Doug, is this more about getting the guys into conditioned, like where you want them with their conditioning, and or the culture building aspect of it?
Yes.
Okay.
It's all things. There's kind of 3 different levels to it. So what we do is, the first day, it's conditioning on our soccer field with our soccer team. So we try and do this on a couple levels. One, I'm a big believer that this place is only going to be awesome, and it is awesome when we're together as an entire athletic department.
Sure.
We don't just support the women's team; we support the volleyball team. Maybe too much. We the cross country, the soccer, etc. So one, it's sort of a unifier, because like today they ran the cross country, they ran a 5K with cross country team, and I have 4 guys that are taking a swim lesson from the swimming team today because they can't swim. They all want to use my jet skis. I was like, I'm not putting you on my jet ski until I know you can swim. Right?
Sign here. Waiver, please sign here.
Right. So we do soccer Monday. Yesterday we did Bear Creek Hill, which is we do that throughout the fall. Today we did the cross country. Tomorrow we'll do a mile run, which we do throughout the fall. And then Friday is Lambeau Field. And then we got an extra special treat where they don't know, but part of this is the swim lessons. Is I'm going to take them up. My guy Dale is going to take them whitewater rafting on Friday after we get done working out. So big celebratory breakfast. How's it going? They're all alive, little nicked up. And this is about the day where I just told our staff, we got practice right after this, where I said, like, this is the last day we'll be able to get anything out of them, because tomorrow they'll wake up. Because what we do is they run, and then they lift, and then short, intense workout, because we got to balance how much time we have. So by Thursday, and they just ran a 5K today, like, they're cooked. So tomorrow you can talk to them all you want. They can't hear you. They can't function. They can't do anything.
Doug Gottlieb, Inside Wisconsin with Trevor Luddy and Tommy on WNFL and YouTube.com/Inside Wisconsin.
Oh, sorry. So like that long answer. So 3 different reasons we do it. 1, unify athletic department. 2, it is conditioning. And the reason it's different types of running is all different types of conditioning. You don't want to do just one. And then the third part is just the mental toughness element of it. It was like, you just ran a 5K. There's no reason you can't run up and down 94 feet. And so and then it does bring them together, because, nobody gets to finish until they're all done. And I do running every day in the gym. And if they don't all make their times, so it does kind of unify them. And it may make them hate us. That's okay. We're fine. As long as they like each other, that's bigger than we don't care if they like us or not.
Anybody puke yet?
Well,
you said
the one.
Ricky.
He was close. We were close. There's money being exchanged here. The problem is like the odds are like it's like betting on Miz to throw, over 100 miles an hour, right? Like it's not everyone knows who's gonna boot. Everyone knows. It's just a matter of when, not if. So I'm thinking in about an hour and 15 minutes, Knack Racky might be yelling at the pavement.
Just get it out before it's on the steps of Lambeau, or it's a great story.
I think throwing up in Lambeau is epic, right?
Yeah.
Because then you come to a game, you're like, I threw up right there. But the problem in Green Bay is lots of people threw up in Lambeau, but only you threw up actually running the steps when it was empty. That's the difference.
Right.
Like, I threw up there too. Like, yeah, but that was because you pounded a case before you played the Bears, right?
They're letting you in the place on Friday, huh?
Yes.
Nice.
It's really awesome of the Packers. And one, I'm supremely appreciative. And two, again, it's how many coaches get a chance to coach a team that gets to go to Lambeau Field?
No kidding. That's
right?
awesome.
Lambeau frickin' Field. So yeah, it's really awesome. And I'm like, I get excited every time I walk into that place. I don't know about you guys. Like you walk in, you're like, yeah.
Dude,
Yes.
Lambeau.
Yes.
No,
Can I have a question for you, Trevor? When you think Lambeau,
Yeah.
because remember, I grew up Packer fan in California.
Yep.
Okay. If I close my eyes and you say Lambeau Field, what's your memory? I really have one, and it's not a playoff game, and it might not be even in your top 10 list. What is your one kind of, when I say Lambeau, you think of game-wise?
Trevor's hasn't even happened yet because they haven't wore the rivalry uniforms.
Shut it. My favorite.
What is that? What's going on there?
Told you.
Sorry.
I'll answer this, then he's going to go off on that. I guarantee it. We'll go round robin again. By the way, do you have one segment today, or you got to get to practice?
Let them handle it. I go two.
Yeah, we
Nice.
like this.
That's why you have a system.
Mine is a playoff game. It was Brett Favre's second to last game at Lambeau, 2008 against the Seattle Seahawks.
Oh, yeah, 07-08 season.
Ryan Grant fumbled twice. They went down 14-0. Favre came back, and then the heavens opened up, and it was the greatest snowball game I've ever seen at Lambeau Field. Favre was throwing snowballs, and it was amazing.
There's that iconic play of him stumbling and falling over and underhanding it to Donald Lee. Oh, man. If only they could have beat the dang Giants.
What's yours?
Next week.
It's when his dad died.
Oh, that
Were you at that game?
No,
Oakland?
that was at Lambeau. Okay. That was in Oakland.
No, it was in Lambeau, wasn't it?
No.
I thought it was in Oakland as well.
100% in Oakland.
I was going to say Vegas because that has tricked my brain.
What?
They were the road team.
Bro.
Yeah.
That was so. That's why it was such a memorable game. Not only because of the
It was Monday Night Football, though, right?
It was in Oakland, and the storyline was,
I feel like the biggest idiot ever, but I thought for sure that it was in Lambeau.
Yeah,
and they're wearing white jerseys.
You're gonna
want to
try again
here. So
my bad.
Right.
Well, the other one is, and this is probably a bad one. Again, it is Brett Favre related. It's when he came back and with the Vikings and won that game. I mean, that was unbelievable.
Oh,
and
wow.
I've told this story before, but if you guys haven't heard it, was John Anderson. It was a neighbor of mine in Canton, Connecticut for 6 years. John and Tam.
John Anderson of Sports Center, by the way, not the John Anderson that played for the Packers. That's who he's referencing.
Sorry about that. Yeah, and so Tamra was a Palm at Oklahoma State, his wife, and John covered me when he was in Tulsa before he went to ESPN. So we've been friends forever, and I'll never forget like when Favre went to the Vikings. I think we were down at their house for like dinner. And I said, like, man, I've always wanted to go to Lambeau Field. Like, I got to go to that game. He's like, oh, you can stay at my house and sleep in my basement. My mom said she's never going to go watch Brett Favre play in another uniform. Like, she swears that you can have the tickets. And so, like, fast forward to now, all of a sudden it's fall. And I was like, hey, is that a real offer? Like, I'm going to fly there and go. It was like, 2 weeks before. And he's like, my mom said, like, she's going to go. So you could totally stay at the basement, but you got to get your own tickets. And I was just like, I don't know, watch it on TV. And so it was a little bit of the one that got away, a game I should have locked in and just said I wanted to do it right then. But to watch a dude come in, and the conflicted nature in so many fans, like Brett Favre's our guy, but he's playing for the Vikings, and then for him to win that game, I mean, that's stuff of. I mean, only Brett Favre.
No kidding.
Guys, did he
Only
win
Brett Favre.
as a Viking or
He
the
won
second one?
Won
He
both
won the
of them.
first two, I think, and then lost the next two.
The
No,
highest,
at home here. I'm saying, did he?
Only the first one.
He won one.
he won both in 09 and lost both in 10.
That's what I mean. So
Got
yes, he won the
Well,
first. game.
the building actually collapsed in the second year. Like if that wasn't a sign from the heavens that it was over.
Yeah.
But remember, that was the year the Metrodome actually collapsed because of the snow.
Yeah, Favre got knocked out on the frozen tundra of the Minnesota Gopher Stadium.
I'm watching that game with some family, and I literally said, I think he's dead.
He's done.
He's literally lying motionless on the field. You could put a chalk outline around him right now.
Pretty much.
Well, Doug, I was going to have a different question for you, but I think it's going to take longer, so we'll ask it on the other side. But are you guys doing any alternate uniforms this year for the Green Bay Phoenix?
They do.
It's funny you mention that. Okay, so we have two. One is the Oneida uniforms, and we're continuing that with our partnership with Oneida Nations. So we have those. We wore those at Kansas, and we wore those against Haskell. We're going to wear them again this year. And then I don't know if this is a surprise. So we're doing a thing this year, and I'll put out the link online where during November, during February, or there's a time in February where suits and sneakers, for cancer awareness. And so what you can do is you can buy a uniform that a player will wear in a game, and you can put whatever name. Obviously, you can't put a curse word or something, innuendo. But like if your grandma is sick with cancer, you can put grandma on the back or whatever name is of any of our players. And after the game, you get the uniform. Well, we tinker with the idea of them being pink uniforms, cancer awareness, or whatever, breast cancer awareness. And so what I decided was I wanted to do the throwback lowercase UWGB, Tony Bennett, and before uniforms. So they're supposed to be here before the Wisconsin exhibition game. So we're going to wear those then.
Nice.
And as kind of a promo for whoever wants to buy the uniforms, 14 of the 17 are sold, I believe, already. But we also have extra uniforms that you can buy as well. Anyway, point is, yes, we have them, and they're dope. And I personally designed them. So if you don't like them, that's okay. You come at me. No one else is responsible for it, because I know we'll catch some heat because there's red in them, because we went old school, little red in the green, and there's a big, if you talk to people, we don't want the red, we want the red, whatever. It's going to have a little red, plenty of green, and it'll be Tony Bennett style. It's pretty dope.
How's the font look on those?
Yeah, we'll talk about
it's really cool.
Yeah, the font's amazing on those. Not so much on the Packers one. We'll talk about that when we come back.
Yeah, what's that? What is that?
Price for those jerseys, DG?
Huh?
Is there a set price for those jerseys, or is that like an auction thing?
There is a set price. I just don't. I can get it during the break if you want.
Get it during the break. We'll talk about it when we come back. Plus, we want to get your take on the Packers' alternate uniforms, and we have a Would You Rather Wednesday question for you in regard to a joint practice. Doug Gottlieb, the head coach of UWGB men's basketball, joining us on Inside Wisconsin. He said screw practice. His coaches have it. He's going to join us for another segment. Stay here on 99.7 WNFL. 99.7 WNFL, youtube.com/Inside Wisconsin. We are Inside Wisconsin with Trevor, Luddy, and Tommy, chatting with the head coach of UWGB men's basketball, Doug Gottlieb, who bounced out during the middle of the break.
Maybe they had some problem at practice.
Isn't quite back yet. Yeah, did he punt on practice? Went, oh, God. Josh, that's what happened. Josh Moon came in his office at the break and said,
You are going to coach
go
practice
to practice.
today.
Go to practice. Stupid camera.
What did the camera do to you?
I'm just not focused.
Oh, get focused.
StreamYard's problem, I think.
You like to blame StreamYard for problems.
Well, this one is. Here, I'll prove it. Click off of me and then click back on.
What do you mean?
Like, take me off.
Oh, out of the stream.
Yep.
This will be interesting because we're going to back to the stage.
I think it's a StreamYard problem still. Whatever.
Okay.
Still worry. Don't care.
All right.
Don't care.
Couple of texts coming in during that. Travis in Kenosha, who I believe tweeted at me yesterday, if he is Travis and Wisco on Twitter, saying that these are by far the best alt unis that they have come out with. One is a glorified away jersey, and I can't stand the blue ones. Trav, is it possible two things can be true? That A, these can be the best alternate uniforms the Green Bay Packers have come up with, and they still suck?
No, because the 50s uniforms are the coolest throwbacks. I love those ones. I
With the circle? The Powerball?
No. The 50s are the first green ones they ever had.
Oh, okay.
The Jack Venisi jerseys, the guy who was the de facto GM, I like to call him, Jack Venisi jerseys.
Yeah.
All right, he's back. Give me 2 seconds. Hey, Doug. How's it
Doug
going?
Gottlieb.
Yeah.
All right, alternate uniforms.
Yes. The Packers ones?
Yeah.
It's like, it's Spaceballs 2, the search for more money. What are we doing here?
The kids love this one. Yeah.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I just, I understand. I don't know. It's part of me. Like, I love actually what was said by Ed Policy, where he basically said, "Hey, we want to have more events in Lambeau. Like, we want to do more. Like, they want to make more money, right? Like, we have a cathedral of sport right here. Let's make more money." So I do understand that you'll sell more jerseys, but what if, like, the Green Bay Packers, who do everything differently than everybody else, said, "Hey, you know what? We're the Green Bay Packers. We wear white ones, we wear green ones, we wear nothing else." That would be really cool to me. I know it's probably a league-wide thing, it's a sponsorship thing and all that other stuff, and you make a bunch more money because you have a New Jersey. And as much as we talk crap about it, like, they're going to sell, thousands of them. People are going to buy them. And we'll forever laugh at those people. I can't believe you bought those jerseys, whatever. But they will buy them. I don't know. I just wish the Packers would go like, we're different. We wear green, we wear white. If you don't like it, The only thing that changes is where we wear the all white.
The Yankees have never worn a City Connect. I believe they're the only team that hasn't done that in Major League Baseball, right? I mean,
perfect. It's a great parallel. We're the New York Yankees.
Yeah.
We wear pinstripes or we wear gray. We wear nothing else.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Doug Gottlieb joining us here on Inside Wisconsin.
Dodgers should do the same thing, by the way. Dodgers, awesome uniforms. Brewers wear different stuff, right? Wear different stuff. No, I mean, and I'm not, but the Brewers are not as iconic as the Dodgers, as the Yankees, as the Green Bay Packers. I
believe the Dodgers, their City Connect was just like Los Doyers, and they did like a parallel to their, Latin American culture over there. So the same idea, kind of. Doug, we had college news yesterday, and I wanted to ask you if the Horizon League has yet put out a memo saying that they will not take NFL, NBA, or WNBA players to come back.
No, but there was a conference call with the commissioner and with the presidents and athletic directors yesterday. Just info update, but I think there's some things at play there which are just fascinating. Again, I have no idea where it's going to land in terms of players trying to sue for the 2022 class suing for an extra year. I will tell you that was a really smart play by the Big Ten, the SEC, and I think the ACC is going to join them in the Big 12 today, which is, I don't know if it's a formal agreement or a gentleman's agreement that, hey, or there's actually a league rule. I think it's a league rule. Hey, we're not going to take back anyone who signed a professional contract in these domestic leagues. And if the fine print is actually the part that I think is the most interesting, which is, if you violate it, the team gets punished, not the player. And the thinking, I believe, is this is lawsuit proof, because we're not limiting anything with player. Like, you can do whatever you want, but for the team, this is what happens if these are the rules against.
This is kind of what I was bringing up to these guys, and I compared it to it's the 10th Amendment, right? And wondering if schools and conferences are actually the only thing that can change college athletics, right? Any powers not given by the federal government divvy up to the states. Like, is it the conference's job and duty now to save college sports the way we once knew it?
Well, again, this is like, and I think you're referring to, like, states' rights, right?
Yep.
Versus, states versus federal. And part of this has been a fight by the SEC and then a little bit less the Big Ten of, hey, we're different. Why are we playing by the same rules as Green Bay, East Tennessee State, whatever, when we have a completely different impact on the sport. And so this is one of those, hey, you guys want states' rights. You want the conferences and schools to have their own rights. Step up and do something about it, and they have. So, again, it's a fascinating precedent. I don't know if that precedent means this is going to replace the NCAA, because I like, look, you can go online and get into that vortex of eliminate the NCAA, but it's just like the police department. You can eliminate whatever you want. You still have to have somebody who's in charge, and you can't have individual leagues in charge of the entire sport, because guess who it's going to favor? Those individual leagues, right? There has to be some form of body that overlooks it. If it's not the NCAA, you can't have anarchy. But in this particular case, it is states' rights, which does on some level mirror some of the things that has happened in government, right? Where the states are like, hey, we want, whether it's redistricting or whether it's some of the individual laws or whatever.
Right?
Yeah, all that different stuff. So yeah, I mean, this is really interesting legal things, but also the impact it's going to have on college sports moving forward. Where can they push the envelope for individual conferences to kind of flex their own muscles? And in this particular case, like everything the NCAA is trying to do, they're trying to do so the lawsuits stop. That's all of this stuff is so the lawsuit. The 5 for 5 is put in so the lawsuit, you can't sue or petition for next year. It's like you get 5 years to play 5 years. And honestly, it was all put in place because of football. Because if you remember, you go back a couple years ago and you used to be able to play, I think, 3 games and then still redshirt. And so what players were doing was they play the first 3 games, and if they're young and if their value went up, they would shut it down.
Yep.
And not burn the year, so they'd have an extra year to make money. So then they pushed it to 9 games, and finally people were like, this is ridiculous. Like, just let them play 5. And ultimately it got pushed through here late spring. So yeah, I mean, it's really interesting stuff. The Horizon did have a call. No, we have not put out a statement, but I also think it's because it doesn't really apply to this league or this level.
No, it actually is because we actually want all of the former professional players in Green Bay. That's why. So let's not make a statement.
The Green Bay Packers have joint practice today with the Arizona Cardinals. It's a Would You Rather Wednesday here on Inside Wisconsin. Yeah. Coach Gottlieb, would you rather have a joint practice with the University of Wisconsin or that exhibition game? Would you get more out of a joint practice? I know they don't exist at the college level.
No, they do. They absolutely do.
And
joint practices?
Yeah. It's called secret scrimmage. They're called secret scrimmages.
Oh.
Those are the ones where you always hear like this team is beating this team by this much or whatever. Is this a
well?
problem?
You're not supposed to put anything out there. Whatever you can do, secret scrimmage. You can do so. You can still do secret scrimmage. You have 3 exhibition games, secret scrimmages, however you want to do it. And I think you do probably get better work in when you do the secret scrimmage style. But you can't make the money when you do it that way. You got to make the money, right? The other part to it is, and we're doing all 3 exhibitions this year, is I want to see what it looks like when the lights are on, the popcorn's popping. There's plenty of dudes that can hit shots in practice and do the 3 thing or whatever, you know. What do you do when there's actual people in the stands and there's another team and they're trying to beat your tail? So yes, I love the idea. Like I don't understand why there's limitations on it. We should be able to do it all the time. Like, why?
Where college sports is going, why not?
Well, there's going to be a vote on the ability to play 3 games in the summer domestically. And so cool. There's going to be a tournament or a league in Vegas and in Chicago next year if it goes through. So yeah, we'll eventually, and like we're limited by how many games you can play. Why? You know, why? Why can't we play 40 games? You know, if the players, you got to space them out so the players can their bodies don't break down. But like the only way to make more money is to have more games, right? That's why the NCAA tournament's expanding. That's why I'll help you out, Trevor. Okay.
Thank you.
Please don't ever have a radio segment that says that talks about eliminating games, NBA, NFL, Major League Baseball, because it's never, ever, ever going to happen. Because for that to happen, everybody involved has to agree we're going to make less money. And I don't know about you, but I've never seen that ever, and it's not going to ever happen.
Heard.
So if you get somebody who goes like, we got to go back to 154 in baseball, great idea. Never going to happen. Why? Because all of those vendors at the stadium, forget about just the players, but everybody has to make less money. It's never going to happen. Anyway, as that goes into basketball, I like the idea of joint practices. I like the idea even more of playing in front of 10,000 people at the Resch, October 15th or October 19th. That's Marquette's the 19th. I like that a whole lot better because you have to make the money.
I love the idea of
awesome.
like, hey, we're the Tampa Bay Rays. You're going to play 175 games for our team. Hey, we're the New York Yankees, and we're playing 162. Like that, just because you want to find a way to make more money. That would be hilarious in pro sports. Yeah.
Well. Doug Gottlieb, inside Wisconsin. DG, have you been to Packers practice yet? Because if not, today's your last chance.
No, yeah, we went. I went with my daughter and her boyfriend. It was like the third day. It's like the third day. But unless you have like a guide with you, it's a little bit like when you go to a foreign country, if you try and do it by yourself, like, what am I watching here? Like, they're blowing whistles and they're running around and who's playing or whatever. Like, you kind of want a guide. They should probably sell those headphones. You know that when you go on tours, you can sell those headphones. You're watching the ones go against the threes.
Great call.
Here's what's decided the practice.
That's awesome. So today is the joint practice against the Cardinals, and it's LaFleur versus LaFleur.
Yes.
Could you imagine coaching against Greg?
I'll be awesome.
Yeah.
It'd be awesome because he carries a lot of opinions about what I do, and many of them are the opposite of what I think. Some of I mean, he's like, yeah, we don't do that. Like I know, and this is why we do it.
Who's older?
He's old. He's 4 years older than me.
Okay.
4 years older than me, and he hates my offense. Hates.
What are some critiques he has, just real quick, like about the offense?
He's been it's not a screening based offense. It's a cutting based offense where you can have screening action in it. He feels like it's a form of dribble drive motion, which it is. Again, part of it is I don't think he's ever said he's come here and said, well, how do you build this? How do you build that? It's just like what he doesn't like. And it's like we had the best offense in the league last year. It's like, yeah, but you played at a slow pace. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, we had the best offense in the league. Look at all the numbers. We were super, super efficient. We played the way we played. But he had the best. They were 19-1 in their conference as well at San Diego State. They have an unbelievable staff. It's just a different way of doing some of the same stuff. And he hates my offense. But I steal a lot of the things that he tells me, and again, just a different philosophy for how he went through a bunch of different systems. He worked with he was at San Diego State on the men's side for 8 years, and so he learned from a national championship coach. Then he went and worked for Mike Montgomery at Cal for 6 years, and Wayne Tinkle, and so his kind of basketball upbringing is different, whereas mine is Coach Sutton, Coach McLeod, and then playing overseas and then watching kind of the evolution of the sport. We have a much more European flair to what we do, as opposed to they're a little bit more traditional kind of American flair.
Are you headed to the Brewers game with Trevor this weekend?
Mm-hmm.
I am.
Have you booked a hotel room yet? We've heard they're a little expensive in the Milwaukee
Didn't
metro
respond to
area
my
this
text
weekend.
about that.
I'm not staying in a hotel room just because it's a little bit late. Like, no, I'm going to be back in my bed.
Right.
You do you. There's a concert after the game. We're staying down there.
I'll see the concert. Like, it's okay. Like, I'm, what time do you think? It's a 6:40 first pitch, right?
Yeah.
So probably done at 9:40-ish, if it's out. Okay. Concert goes
10
till 11.
10 to, probably 11. And
Okay.
then we got to hit the blackjack table.
Somebody got a hotel room, a very expensive one at Potawatomi.
Jesus. God.
I'll just crash on the floor and be like hangover
now
style.
we're that
Wake up, there'll be a
close.
line in there.
Now we're that close. When I wanted
No,
to
they gotta
crash
pull
with
out
him
couch.
in
He's
LA
got a
for the
suite.
Super Bowl, I do not.
The price
Now we're
you
that
paid.
close.
Do you know that Greg,
Because when I'm in the Super Bowl, I'm not at a hotel, my friend.
Okay.
You know, they haven't updated Greg's
I
bio.
have a girlfriend with a condo, and that's where I'm staying. And that would be super creepy to watch you in my boxers
As
at 9 in the morning. Huh?
What you just said? What did I just miss?
I was
Off
going to
the
tell
rails.
you that Greg's bio at San Diego State still says you're talk radio host and college basketball analyst. So you can tell him to change that and say that you guys are both coaches now if you wanted to.
That's cool. People still think Lindsay Gottlieb, who's the head coach at USC, is my sister. So I always tell people, no, she's my sister from different parents. I'm like, oh, okay. Wait, what? So
Can I invite people to have a drink with us on Friday? Can I tell them where we're going to start?
yeah, we're drinking.
What's what the do you have the agenda, or do I need to send it to
I
you?
have the agenda, but like yes, you can ask people to join us.
It says drinks, and there are two
Again,
spots.
I I ain't getting Romo'd out in the middle of Potawatomi. That ain't happening.
Valid.
I love the idea of Doug just being like, Trevor agenda, and go back.
That's a lot of words. I'm good.
All right. We'll see some of you at Dugout 54 at 2:45. We'll see if Doug's there or not.
Oh, that's
2:45.
Central Daylight Time or Standard, whichever it is.
Doug.
That's really early. I gotta be 4 hours for the game.
This is a fundraiser that you put out there.
Who are you?
But who said 4 hours for the game? Did
You-
Jesse tell you that?
Check with your staff. It literally says in front of me, depart 12:30. Drinks number 1 stop 2:45. Drinks stop number 2 3:45. Dinner.
Oh, well, a drink stop. That's on the way to the game or something, right?
No, it's on the way to dinner.
He
It
thought
says
Dugout 45 was drinks 4 to 5. Like, he didn't think he had to be there that early.
no, 2:45. It's drinks at
Don't be
Dugout
late.
54 at 2:45. Drinks at Kelly's Bleachers at 3:45, and then dinner at 4:45.
Kelly's Bleachers and Dugout
Like,
54.
you guys are such professional drinkers in the state.
Now,
Like
you know
I
what?
am so amateur, and you guys are so professional.
Thank you very much.
Drinking
Appreciate
is
it.
It's like really fascinating to see. Like, ooh, we got drink stops. Like, I got to drink. Like, dude,
Well, I mean, when you grow up in a bar,
where's Coach? Dude,
Well, see you Friday, I guess. Maybe at the drink stop, maybe not. I don't know.
I remain that guy who in high school walked around with a bottle of OE, and like every once in a while would dip out a little bit, just because. I mean, you guys are professionals. You guys have these hollowed out wooden legs where you store all the alcohol you drink. I mean, that's got to be a prerequisite. Next time Josh hires somebody, he's got to go like, do you drink heavily?
I've been a part of coaching staff interviews where that's been a question.
Or maybe you just stay here for the
I
rest.
always thought the answer was like, no, right? The answer here has to be like, there's a, like, you know how you have like drug tests, there's a certain level of whatever you can have in. It's like, if your blood alcohol on a Friday or Saturday night in Green Bay is not above a certain level, granted, can't get behind a wheel, like then you can't be the head coach here. That's really it. Like if I send a text to a donor, like, you want to grab coffee, like, yeah. If I say you want to grab a beer, they're like, when? Say the moment.
They're already at the bar.
I'd like to grab a beer on Friday at 2:45. We'll see you
Set
then,
the
GG.
agenda, Doug. We'll be
Yeah,
right there.
I'm in the agenda.
Okay. Adios. See you
Yeah.
Friday. Doug Gottlieb, head coach of UW Green Bay men's basketball.
Well, that was